It's Monday, August 10th. In the headlines, University Hospital of the West Indies expands specialist services and critical care under its modernization program. In business news, Jamaica's Chamber of Commerce, JCC, gives out hurricane relief grants. Regionally, a call for greater recognition of Caribbean Indigenous peoples. In sports, Jamaica claims a fourth straight women's 4x100 meters World Under-20 title. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Patients at the University Hospital of the West Indies are set to benefit from expanded specialist services, faster diagnosis, and improved critical care as the hospital advances its modernization program. The upgrades include new cardiac and stroke services, advanced diagnostic technologies, expanded critical care facilities, and more than 30 clinical technology improvements. In a statement to the press, the UHWI's Senior Director of Clinical Services, Dr. Carl Bruce, said the transformation program is focused on improving patient outcomes. The program is also supported by an expansion of the hospital's medical and nursing workforce, aimed at strengthening patient care and improving access to specialist services. Upgrades to the special care nursery and neonatal intensive care unit have also strengthened care for newborns and infants. Approved medical posts have risen from 407 in March 2023 to 691, while nursing positions have increased from 468 to 832, with the current nursing complement nearing 900. The Students' Union Council at the University of Technology, Jamaica, UTEK, has reached an agreement with the university administration on reduced fees and lower than proposed tuition increases, ending a recent standoff over costs. Union President Joel Brown said Jamaican students will pay 50,000 Jamaican dollars in semester 1 fees, down from $60,000, while semester 2 fees will fall to 40,000 Jamaican dollars. For international students, semester 1 fees have been reduced from $400 to $312, with semester 2 fees dropping to $250. The union also successfully challenged a proposed 10% tuition increase. Incoming students will now face a 7% increase, while returning students will see a 5% increase. Brown said the two sides have also reached an agreement in principle for a 0% tuition increase for the 2027-2028 academic year, along with a freeze on the enrollment commitment deposit, provided there are no increases from external suppliers. The Students' Union and UTEK administration are scheduled to meet again in November to review government support and the university's financial position before determining whether the proposed tuition freeze can be maintained. According to the Meteorological Service of Jamaica, the country is facing growing pressure on its water resources as below normal rainfall and strengthening El Niño conditions contribute to declining water supplies across several parishes. The National Water Commission says some sources have recorded declines of up to 80%, prompting restrictions in affected areas. We learn more in part 1 of this feature from the Jamaica Information Service.
we recognized that we had 10 of our 13 parishes. I'm saying 13 because Kingston and St. Andrew is considered one parish in this respect. And so we have 13 areas, regions that we're monitoring, and they all received rainfall in varying degrees during the month of June. 10 of 13 actually were experiencing below normal rainfall. And when we speak about normal rainfall, we're talking about the 30-year average, and this is from 1991 to 2020. So that 30-year period is what is defining our climatological mean or our climatological normal, and we assess in comparison with that period from month to month. The drought conditions are being experienced in just 4 of our parishes so far. At the end of June, St. Elizabeth, St. James, St. Anne, and St. Mary were the parishes that were determined to be experiencing drought conditions. One of the main reasons for the dry conditions, yes, we do have climate change to talk about, but climate variability is one of the things that generally impacts us on a regular basis. And one of those variabilities in the climate has to do with the El Nino phenomenon. The El Nino actually was generated in June, at the early part of June, and we see that it has continued to get stronger and stronger going through July, and this is expected to continue that trend. It will continue to strengthen going through to the end of the year and even into the first quarter of next year at least. It doesn't mean we will have no rainfall. It just means that the number of incidents of rainfall will be fewer.
The NWC provides water to over 550,000 customers using an average of, say, 4 persons per household, which is what a customer represents for us. That's just about 2.2 million persons on the island. From those, out of that, we actually utilize just about 450 sources. And I want you to follow me now. So 450 sources, 2/3 of those are what you call surface sources, rivers or springs. A number of those sources now are actually showing signs of decline, especially in the parishes of St. Mary and Portland, some sections of St. Anne, and also what we call East Rural, West Rural, KSA, all right? Now, we've narrowed down even further, just about 133 of that system, which are historically prone to drought or water supply decline. We are now looking at 73 in particular, spread across the island, which are already showing decline ranging from 20% drops to some as much as 80% drops. We have started regulations, which means restricted water supply or what you call scheduled water supply. But let us talk you through what is necessary for the immediate and why these restrictions would come into play. So one of the things we do in terms of moving water to you to keep your communities, your homes, your businesses active is what we call water supply transfer. So for instance, in the Kingston metropolitan area, there is an interconnection between the Constant Spring network on the western side of the city. The Mona network converges with it just about where the Ministry of Justice is, West Kings House Road. And there's also an interconnection along the boulevard where we transfer water from our St. Catherine systems into the city. Those supply also along the Spanish Town Road belt. So that is the kind of active water supply management where once we are beginning to see a decline with one system, we then move as best as possible to augment those supplies with whichever system can allow us a little buffer.
Time now for the business report.
Welcome to today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, bringing you the developments shaping markets, capital access, and business decision-making across Jamaica and the region. Let's get into the stories that matter. 12 micro, small, and medium-sized businesses affected by Hurricane Melissa have received a financial boost through a recovery grant program administered by the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber has dispersed a total of $2.5 million under the Melissa Recovery Grant Program, made possible through a donation from the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce. The JCC says the initiative reflects a strong partnership between the two organizations and highlights the importance of regional cooperation in helping Caribbean businesses recover from natural disasters. According to the Chamber, the grants are intended to help affected businesses restore operations, replace damaged equipment and inventory, preserve jobs, and strengthen their ability to withstand future shocks. For the trading period of August 7, 2026, the most actively traded securities were Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited with 17,633,192 units, representing 37.43% of market sales. Atlantic Hardware and Plumbing Limited with 4,651,180 units, representing 9.87% of market sales. Woodcat International Limited shares with 3,143,786 units, representing 6.67% of market sales. Investor activity remained concentrated in distribution and transportation plays, signaling continued interest in dividend-producing and strategic assets. Turning to the foreign exchange market, based on Bank of Jamaica data for August 7, 2026, Forex traders recorded significant activity with strong demand across major currencies. The US dollar had trading margins reflecting steady liquidity, with the US selling at $159.56 and buying at $157.33. For the Canadian dollar, moderate gains supported by 88-cent transaction spreads. The Canadian dollar sold for $114.24 and was bought for $113.63. The British pound had continued volatility, offering short-term trading opportunities of $3 in profits for the banks. The British pound sold for $215.52 and was bought for $212.52. These movements underscore the importance of cash flow timing and currency awareness for businesses managing import costs, debt servicing, or overseas exposure. For our credit report tip of the day, we want to take the banker's perspective for rebuilding credit worthiness after 50. So after 50, it isn't about chasing a higher credit score. It's about demonstrating financial responsibility, stability, and capacity. As a banker, the focus is on knowing your credit story, meaning you want to review your credit report and identify any issues that come up. You want to establish consistent payment behavior, because on-time payments demonstrate that your financial behavior has changed from any past problems. You want to reduce your debt burden. A good credit score doesn't compensate for excessive monthly obligations. Lenders want to see that you have room in your income to repay additional debt. Also, build financial documentation. If you're moving toward entrepreneurship, consulting, real estate, or any other income stream, keep organized bank statements, tax returns, contracts, and financial records. And finally, use credit strategically. So don't borrow simply because you can. Credit should help you build assets, manage cash flow, or create productive capacity. So at 50, you're not starting over, you're building your financial profile that reflects where you're going, not where you've been. Now, in our funded and focused feature, let's look at funding your business beyond the bank. So the bank loan isn't the only way to fund your entrepreneurial dream. You can explore grants, angel investors, crowdfunding, revenue-based financing, strategic partnerships, customer financing, and friends and family. So the key isn't simply finding money. It's finding the right type of capital for your business, your stage of growth, and your willingness to take on debt or give up equity. So before you approach a funder, understand what you're offering and what the capital will help you achieve. And that's today's business report. I'm Denise Williams. Until next time, stay informed, stay intentional, and keep building forward. See you soon.
In regional news, out of Barbados, there is a renewed call for greater recognition of Caribbean Indigenous peoples, with advocates stressing the importance of protecting their rights, preserving their culture, and strengthening unity among First Nations communities across the region. CBC News' Deanza Roberts reports.
The sounds, flavors, and traditions of Indigenous culture were on display in Barbados today, with food, art, crafts, and interaction providing the public with an opportunity to experience and learn more about the region's First Peoples. Among those taking part was Damon Gerard Corey, faith keeper of the Eagle clan. He says the event also forms part of a wider observance by the Organization of American States, which has been recognizing Indigenous peoples and their rights through a week of activities.
This is the 10th year since the American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples was formally adopted by the OAS General Assembly in 2016. And from the year 2000 to the year 2016, I was part of the Indigenous Peoples Working Group of the OAS, helping to create that declaration and negotiate it into existence with the various diplomatic missions of the OAS member states. So that was a great victory for us because it is the second most important Indigenous rights declaration in the world, second only to the United Nations Declaration. And it directly, positively impacts and enhances the legal rights and recognitions of approximately 65 million Indigenous peoples in the Western Hemisphere alone.
Arts and crafts on display were available for purchase, with the money helping to support Indigenous communities and cottage industries. The event also brought a Caribbean perspective to the discussion. Former Kalinago Chief of Dominica, Irvin Hogg East, spoke about the importance of uniting First Nations people across the region.
The Caribbean Amerindian Development Organization movement is also to bring the First Nations together in the Caribbean. We got divided a lot through colonization, and so we have the French, the Spanish, the Portuguese, and so forth in the Caribbean. So the movement is doing well in that persons are coming more and more together and to address our common issues.
The event provided a space for culture to be shared rather than simply observed, and organizers say that connection is important as the movement continues to grow. The Barbados event is now in its third year, with organizers hoping increased public awareness will lead to even greater participation. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
St. Lucia is stepping up efforts to improve road safety and strengthen technical education as the government rolls out new initiatives targeting students and young people. 2 technical schools will receive full driving simulators to prepare students for formal driving lessons, while new training programs will focus on financial literacy, first aid, skills development, and employment readiness. Gina Philippe reports for HTS News Force.
Road fatalities and related incidents continue to place a strain on St. Lucia's first responders, resources and medical systems as officials roll out several initiatives to address the growing crisis. Technical and vocational education and training (TVET) students will benefit from a full driving simulator as part of the Ministry of Education's Driving Readiness Program. The revelation was made by Minister in the Ministry of Education, Danny Butcher, during the St. Lucia Labour Party's SLP VP Castries Market Public Steps meeting celebrating 5 years since its 2021 landslide victory. Minister Bucha explained that the simulator is intended to prepare students for driving school, expressing hope that instilling road safety rules from a young age will help minimize future tragedies on the island's highways and byways.
In preparation for formal driving lessons, when students reach suitable age, that's in our technical schools, when students reach suitable age, 2 of our TVET schools, that's the School of Technology and the School of Arts and Media Design, will have available a full driving simulator to offer students a driving readiness program. Nuka mete machine le kola, puse ma maila. That is your Ministry of Education. In response to road safety, we are ensuring that 2 of our technical schools, and they're on the way already, you know, we're giving them driving simulators to ensure that our children could be ready for driving.
Minister Bucha also provided updates on developments geared towards transformative technical education, including the procurement of new equipment for TVET institutions.
We are retrofitting a recording studio at the Stanley John Odlum Stadium, at the Stanley John Odlum School of Arts, Media and Design. I had all no guy mete yon Stanley Odlum Stadium la. I had all. Because government no cafe bagay. Number 4, students now have an opportunity to use new equipment at the School of Sustainable Agriculture and Culinary Arts. They will be able to use dehydrators, smokers, grinders, so that they could attain a CVQ certification in agro-processing.
The government official disclosed details on 2 compulsory initiatives every student who attends technical schools must complete: first aid training and financial literacy.
As we build business owners, as we build budding business owners, as we build new entrepreneurs, we're teaching them how to manage their money. And so financial literacy will become compulsory for technical schools.
The Philip J. Pierre-led administration will also introduce an initiative closely aligned with the CARE program, specifically targeting young males. The initiative will offer academic support, psychological intervention, life skills development, TVET training, employment pathways, as well as community and family engagement. Minister Bucha asserted that this effort aligns with the government's priorities to reduce school dropouts, curb youth idleness and street presence, strengthen workforce readiness, and improve school inclusion. Gina Filippi, HDS News Force.
In sports, we begin with athletics. A blazing anchor leg from Shanoya Douglas gave Jamaica their 4th consecutive women's 4x100 meters title at the World Under-20 Championships, clocking a world-leading 42.89 seconds over the weekend in Oregon. Shoshana Johnson, a 200-meter finalist, gave the team a strong start, followed by Thiana Lee, Terrelong, and Natrice East. Jamaica's men were unable to defend their 4x100 meters crown, settling for bronze in a season's best 39.01 second. The quartet of Kyla Budden, Gary Card Nyron Wade, and Sanjay Seymour finished behind the United States. Earlier, Jamaica secured their first medal of the day when Joseph Salmon won bronze in the men's discus with 63.37 meters. Montego Bay will host the 2026 Special Olympics Caribbean Beach Games from November 18 to November 22, bringing together approximately 220 athletes from 20 Caribbean countries. The Games will feature competition in basketball, football, volleyball, and open water swimming at Harmony Beach Park, with the official opening ceremony and dinner scheduled for November 19. The Jamaica Constabulary Force has pledged support for the games, with personnel from across the island expected to assist with security and related activities. In cricket, Trinbago Knight Riders are off to a winning start in their title defense, beating St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots by 19 runs via the Duckworth-Lewis-Stern method on the weekend. The Knight Riders played to a victory after rain interrupted play twice at the Arnasvale playing field in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Trinbago Knight Riders spin magician Sunil Narayan set the tone for the defending champions in their CPL 2026 opener, with 3 for 7, ripping through the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots' top order, as the Patriots stumbled to 16 for 3. Kevin Wickham's 38 helped them steady their innings, but Terrence Hines and Dominic Drakes kept the pressure on, and the Patriots settled for a below-par score of 109 for 9. In TKR's chase, Alex Hales and Colin Monroe couldn't get going against the new ball, both gone inside the power play. Joshua De Silva and Matthew Bretsky rebuilt patiently before De Silva retired hurt on 18. Bretsky stayed unbeaten on 35 as TKR reached 94 for 2 from 15 overs, well clear of the Duckworth-Lewis and Stern method par score of 75. Play was called with the return of rain, handing TKR victory by 19 runs via the DLS method. Nasira Mohammed, TTT Sport. Trinbago Knight Riders opened their CPL title defense with a 19-run Duckworth-Lewis-Stern method win over the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots in a rain-hit opener. Stand-in captain Akil Hussain praised his team's disciplined performance, despite the absence of some experienced players.
Sunil Narayan opening the bowling, it's probably a shocker to them, but such a world-class player, you're going to expect those sort of performances from him. Yes, very proud of them. I thought what stood out today for those two, I think they were disciplined. Yes, we're definitely looking forward to those guys coming back. I mean, seniority, experience, world-class players, world-class performance. You always want those guys in your team, but I think we can be a really proud group today that, our bench is very strong as well. Our bench may not have experience, but our bench has discipline. And I think that's all you really need in this game. Names don't really play cricket. It's, what you do on the day and how you work on the day. And these boys did exactly that. They show that they're capable, they have the talent, they have the skill, and most of all, they have the mindset and the discipline to go out there and execute and do whatever the team needs.
In more cricket news, the St. Lucia Kings edged the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons by 4 runs in a thrilling CPL finish at Arnasvale. The Kings posted 187 for 8, led by player of the match, Andros House, who struck 82 from 51 balls. The Falcons reached 183 for 7 in reply, despite Evan Lewis's quick-fire 48 of 24. Needing 13 from the final over, the Falcons managed just 8, as Matthew Ford held his nerve to seal victory for the Kings. And that's the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBCJamaica. Thanks for watching.